If your goal is to make the most amount of money in the stock market, is it better to sell before a potential crash or to stay invested? Let us look at what the data says. And who am I to talk about this? I'm Nicole Victoria. I went from $40,000 in debt to millionaire at 30 by studying what the wealthy actually do and listening to the numbers. Because when you try to do this, okay, you are actually making two bets. The first bet is you are selling when prices are highest. And the second is you are going to buy back in when prices are lowest and not miss any run up in between. So let's look at the data and what actually happens when you try to do this. So if you had invested $10,000 into the S&P 500 20 years ago, and let's say you just left it alone through all of the crashes and the headlines, okay, you would have about $65,000. But if you missed just the 10 best days in the market over that 20-year period, your returns would have been cut in half. You would make half as much money. If you missed the 20 best days in the market, your returns would be cut down by more than 75%. And the wildest part is 78% of the best days in the market where you make the most money, they happen around some of the worst. They happen during bear markets where the market drops by 20% or more, or within 2 weeks of some of the worst days, which means statistically speaking, when you panic and sell, you are actually missing the rebound that builds your wealth. Now, since 1936, there has never been a single 20-year period in the S&P 500 that has produced a negative return. And since 1972, there's never been a 12-year period that has produced a negative return. And that's nearly a century of data that shows that staying in the market is actually better than trying to time the market. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of a down market. If you see that stocks are down by 10%, by 20%, by 30%, put more in. So the best route forward, looking at the data, is to just stay invested. So automate your contributions. When the market dips, see it for what it is, an opportunity and not a threat. And this is exactly what I teach my students to do to make wealth inevitable, not accidental. If you want to learn more about the strategies I use to go from broke to millionaire, go and check out my link in bio. I have something for you.